Well, happy Wednesday, everybody. Glad you're along. The dog, I don't know what he's doing back there. What is he doing? Mama's downstairs tutoring. Uh, he is going nuts because I think there were like squirrels. Oh, watch this. Looking for squirrels, bud? Hey, Max, looking for squirrels? Yeah, see, he's looking for squirrels. We're up here in the office. I guess we're looking for squirrels. It's a squirrely Wednesday. It is that time again. It's the time for a virtual happy hour. Glad you're along. Playing from behind today. I don't care. Let's go ahead and roll it. The show that just says, hey, let's go to the pub. Give me two, whatever you got. And we've got two coming to you. Well, two somethings. Here we go. Oh, yes. Hello, everybody. Let's see here. I didn't even do this earlier. Welcome to, I'll make sure I spell this right. I didn't even do my prep. It's been one of those kind of weird days, I guess. Something like that. Something like that. There we go. Anyway, hope you guys are well. It's Wednesday. If you are hearing me, that means it is thumbs up. I didn't pull that up there. Let's see what's thumbs up from some of you folks. Oh boy, come on. There we go. Let's see here. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. That's the drill. If you do hear me, that means that we are on. I'm seeing that we're on, and actually, I guess I can check myself here. It's always a pretty good idea. Oh yeah, I hear myself. So we're all good. Virtual happy hours up, greens up. We're all ready to go. Logos up. We're all doing well. We could even do one of these today if we had to. We can do one of those. It is 5 o'clock somewhere. It is just past 5 o'clock here in the Central Time Zone. Let's see here. What have I done today before I bring Mom on? A dental appointment today. Actually, the lights today. The lights are looking pretty good. These are the tan lights. They're looking pretty good. I guess it's gonna loosen up here. There we go, a little better. I took the look at the little umbrella thing off one of them, but I had the show today. Yeah. Anyway, I for some reason I'm not going to see you, bud. I had a dentist appointment this morning, so everything got moved back. So I didn't do the show to 1, the T-Bone show, but I was up at 5:50, and I thought, okay, I'll get up at 5:50 in the morning. I got a church group thing at 7. So I thought was at 6, I would try to get at least 45 minutes to an hour in, at least working, my walk. I try for an hour, but anywhere between 40 and up is pretty good, especially, at 5:50 in the morning or 6 o'clock in the morning. Only problem was when I started getting dressed and sat up at the edge of the bed, I thought I was hearing rain. Sure enough, I was hearing rain, lots of rain, plenty of rain. And that rain pretty much moved that out, and I wasn't able to do that. So I kind of shifted and squeezed but the good thing was I was kind of looking for 40 minutes as Mom joins me, but because I moved it back and the rain stopped around 9-ish, so I'm going to get my normal hour in before I had to go to the dentist. Anyway, so yeah, dentist today, Mom. Always fun.
Oh, yeah.
Always fun. See, folks, we're doing well today, Mom. We've got Australia. It's like double shot of the greatness of Australia.
Oh, great. I'm so crazy about Australia.
Yeah,
if I wanted to be an expatriate, I guess I could live there.
Yeah, expat. Yeah. Matt and D. Sawpold out there as well. I was actually talking about her son today on Kansas City show, because there's a guy pitching for Fargo who reminded me of a left-handed version of Warwick.
Yeah.
And the guy, they built the same, pitched the same. I mean, it's like I was watching it in reverse. The more I watched this guy's highlights today, I was like, God, this guy looks just like Wazza. So good to see you guys. Yeah, just under 6 a.m. There, it's 5 o'clock here. Oh boy, the lovely. It's weird. It's still. It's crazy how the world works. But yeah, I had to go to the dentist today, and so I had to move the show around and all that. But I did get. I got up at 5:50, which
That used to be granddad time.
yeah, I mean, I've done it several times, but today I actually uh, sort of went to bed sort of on time. Sort of tonight will be a little harder because the hockey's on, and that'll be going late, and I got to get up and get. I won't. I'll just do the workout after tomorrow morning, mid morning. But it was so nice today. But when I started, it was still a little light rain, and I mean, I came back in the first 20 minutes of my walk, I was like a wet rag, wet mop, and then the last 40 minutes, it was pretty nice, although I was still pretty wet, so all good. And last night, I don't think I didn't, no, you didn't know this. So last night we had this storm come up, and uh, there he goes. One more time. One more. We're getting attacked by the mailman. So, what are you doing, bud? Oh no, it's somebody walking a dog. He was just up here. But so anyway, last night we go eat dinner at 5 early with the in-laws, and GM starts her class at 7, I believe, 7 o'clock. And I'm sitting on the couch, kind of kicking it, watching the Rangers, and or about the pregame. And I thought, okay, I'll close my eyes a second. And I had to come upstairs do some work. She has to come nudge me about 7:40. Says, "Hey, there's a big storm coming. You better walk the dog down." She usually watch the dog between 7 and 8, somewhere there in the night, like last night. Mom, we got about 20 yards up the street, and it just opened. And he and I were in the middle of the street, just a monsoon. And he looked at me like, this ain't funny. He turned around, and he's pulling me back down the street on the leash last night. And there's a policeman that was at the stop sign. He waved us back, and I'm like, dude, I mean, Max was having none of it. And so I came, and it was like I'd been in a shower, literally.
Oh, I'm sure.
So it was we had a lot of rain though. So you guys
I
get any
hope
rain
that went to West Texas. I'm hoping.
A little late for that.
It's a little late, but we maybe have Milo and some. I don't know if we've got hemp growing or not, but anyway.
No idea. Got no idea.
I don't either. I don't know. Hemp takes less moisture, but we do have irrigated. But anyway, I don't know. Anyway, it was nice here today, like 80. We're supposed to have had a little bit of rain, but I've been busy with my typical trying to raise money and keep old people safe, and but we've had in a 24-hour period, 3 people I know have passed away. So, but not with COVID. So it was just normal circumstance. You have a distant relative, if he's even a relative, in West Texas that passed this today. And your friend Connie Hansen, her mom passed this afternoon.
Well, that's terrible.
And she's 96. And then the mother of one of my acquaintances here has passed away. So I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm helping old people, but that's not helping me one bit. So
yeah,
that's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, that's bad. Oh,
and yeah. Anyway, it's nice. Been nice here, but I've been in Zoom meetings. You know how that goes. And I've been fighting. I thought I was going to miss you. I've been fighting with my new wine opener. That I got. My other one bit the dust. Well, I got a new one, and this is an old bottle of Chianti that I was opening, and apparently the cork likes to hang on to the screw thing on it, and I can't get it out of the wine thing. So I've been there digging with an ice pick. You know what that is? An ice pick, a pointed thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Anyway, and I'm just getting bits and pieces out. It won't spit it out, so I may have to get a new wine opener. And I just got this one, so there you go. It wasn't. Thank goodness it was recommended by your brother, and it wasn't pricey. So there you go.
Which brother? It depends on which. Chris. Well, you said pricey. I guess that meant Chris. So
it wasn't pricey. It wasn't pricey. He said, "Mom, it's a good one, and it's not pricey." I said, "Okay, well, it's already screwed me around." And so I'm drinking it. Thank goodness the cork didn't go into the bottle. But anyway, and it didn't disintegrate. But I was trying to dig it out of because it won't work anymore. I can't open another bottle, so that's a pity. What a pity! I'd have to do it by hand.
You know what you're gonna do? Yeah, get to use the old school that one.
The waiter stuff. I'm too good for that. I mean, after all. So anyway,
Yeah.
so um, so so my day's been writing letters asking for $1, $5, or $10,000. You got any extra you want to loan us for the Council on Aging? Yeah, I know that was a below the belt thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, we don't. We're going to be. We're in dire straits here. I can tell you that. Not good. Not good for business folks.
Well, I will tell you right now in Elkhart County, with all the RV, it's on a boom again, and so we're trying to capture those businesses. That supply the RVs and are the RV companies right now, because our business model is about 150% what it was about 6 months ago when the pandemic started. So we're working really hard to get those people to cough it up so that we can have help our seniors continue to live in their homes. So anyway, that's
good.
That's a commercial, I guess, but nobody that I know is hearing it. So,
well, because they probably don't have the interweb.
Yeah. Anyway, so I just wanted you to know about Connie, and that's why she won't be, unless she happens to be on. I don't think so.
Well, that's terrible. That's terrible to hear.
Well, they didn't expect her to live as long as she did, but she just had gotten home, and then they called her and said she passed. So she had to go back to the Fort Wayne area, and so it's sad, but her quality of life was zero. So she's in a better place than we are at this point, I think. So anyway, but I guess I'll get on the other side so you can address other people.
Well, not much to address. Just kind of it's just what it is. What it is. Just kind of there's not much going on today. Just survive the dentist, and that's about it.
Well, I listened to most of your T-Bones thing, and I found that interesting. However, I had an interruption, so I didn't get to finish listening. But there was some good stuff you put on there. And,
maybe a little bit. It was I kind of rambled a little bit and just talk to hear myself talk. But I mean, well, it's clearly obvious that it's not the most popular show on the interweb, but what are you going to do? I mean,
well, there's at least one person in the world that thinks it's great. That would
I guess I've got a bit like done. I mean, I did tweet that I was happy for Patrick Mahomes getting married, engaged. I guess I could have tweeted that. Maybe people would have watched, but.
Oh yeah, well,
I'm being snarky. I'm just being snarky.
I saw a picture of where he was one of the suites at the park.
Yeah, he got engaged. Got engaged yesterday. After they got their rings yesterday.
Uh-huh.
And you know what? I was going to bring that. Do you remember, Mom? I'm going to tell this story quickly. When I was in 1977 Super Bowl, the reason I'm saying this, other night, the Cowboys scrimmage was on Saturday night, and it was the only because there's been no preseason football. So the Cowboys scrimmage was on, and after the scrimmage was over with, there was the 1977 Super Bowl, Cowboys and Broncos. Remember the game very well. Yeah, it was the one where the Cowboys had Randy White and Harvey Martin were, I believe, co-MVPs. It was old school Cowboys. Rodgers a quarterback, all that. Anyway, do you remember that Super Bowl by chance for any other reason besides that? Because I can tell you, and I'm going to tell you something. Do you remember when I was playing probably fifth grade basketball, and I slid across the floor, kind of floor burned my knee. No big deal. Like on a Wednesday maybe or a Thursday. And I remember woke up on a Saturday and my knee was swollen up over at Robert Smith's house, and I had to have my knee drained. Do you remember that?
No, I don't.
You remember I was in bed with fever because my knee got fever in it? You remember that? It was during that Super Bowl. You don't remember that? My knee getting infected just because of a scratch from playing basketball, a burn basically, a floor burn, but you don't think much about it. It got infected, and then I remember watching the Super Bowl, hold up in the bed with my knee swollen because it got infected. You don't remember that?
No, I don't. Hey, the first thing that goes when you're 80 years old is your memory. You can remember the most god awful
Well,
things, and you can't
I just
remember.
remember being propped up. Everybody else got to enjoy the game, like, on the couch, and like, families enjoyed the Super Bowl, and the Cowboys are playing. So you had, probably pizza or burgers or something we were doing. But I was stuck watching it via the bed. I had my knee, and it was one of those infections that it gave you fever too. I had fever, and it locked up. And I remember I was at Robert Smith's house, and I remember waking up the next morning, and I had to go home because we weren't even sure what was going on. We weren't 100% sure. Stephanie is out there. Good to see her out there. Oh, howdy, howdy, howdy.
Yeah.
But
well,
anyway, I didn't. You don't remember? Okay, well, I told that story to Game Marine. She's like, "Oh wow." So, but anyway, they were replaying. They're replaying that Super Bowl. I mean, what my joke is that we've had them around here for a while. So
yeah. Well, do you remember? I do remember the time I showed you how to catch a ball.
Oh yeah, but that's a different story. That was probably that might have been the next. That might have been the summer fall. This was in February. Mm-hmm. So that might have been the July or June of that, or may have been prior, maybe the year prior. I mean, one of the two.
And I remember, y'all didn't get hurt very much, except when Sam, when he was a freshman, remember at a spring game, he broke his thumb, but the team, what is Dr. I'm not Dr. What was his name at Trinity? I can't remember.
I don't know what you're talking about,
he told him, he said, it's just dislocated. Get back in there. Of course, he's playing center, and he plays the whole rest of the game. The next morning, he had a club soccer game, and he was the goalie. His thumb was so swollen that he couldn't play. And so I called. Remember there was a kid in his class whose dad was a heart surgeon. We called him, and he said, "Well, I'll give you the name of this world famous hand specialist." And then he had surgery on Monday. But because he had broken his thumb in the growth plate, and so anyway, that's the only injury besides you getting stitches when I sailed a ball into you.
Yeah, I think that would have been the summer before. I think that was the summer before this Super Bowl. I believe it would have been the summer of '76, but I have to go back and look at my timeline. There's one I can figure it out, but I think that's right. Yeah. But anyway.
Yeah, well, anyway, that's the one I do remember that, and remember that he was a goofy looking guy. He was British, and I can't remember Dr. Adrian Flatt, that was his name. He had these bushy, almost monster looking eyebrows, and he spoke with an accent, and he had hand plaster casts of the people he'd done surgery on down in the lobby of the Baylor Hospital, and there was one of Wilt Chamberlain, and that hand was so big it was almost the size of a body.
Crazy, Mom. Boy.
I know.
How about some riveting stuff today? I mean, I didn't even know that story.
Well, yeah, you were probably out busy chasing the fifth grade girls down the street. No, it would have been high school girls because you're 2 years ahead of him. This was when he was a freshman. Before when he was might have been when he was
eighth grader going into freshman. Eighth grade, yes, eighth grade, spring of his eighth grade year 8. Yes.
Okay. Anyway, so I'll get off after all that while.
All right. See you, Mom. Take care of that cough. Sorry.
I just choked. It's the the dry heaves, I guess. Never mind. Who knows what it is? Love you.
Love you too, Mom. There we go. Mom cam right there. That's funny. I can't believe she doesn't remember. Now, the story she's telling, and I'll give you guys this story. This is a true story. The one she's telling, I believe, because the Cowboys play the Broncos 77, it was either January or into January, 1st of February. I think back in those days, because there was a while, there used to be a 2-week window before from the championship, AFC, NFC championship to the Super Bowl. Then there was a stretch, it was 1 week. It was a stretch for 1 week. Used to be 1 week, and then they go but they started stretching it out. I don't know if this is when they'd already stretched it out or not. I believe this was still the 1 week stretch they did, but they've had a couple of gone back and forth where they would had 2 week break, 1 week break. Now it's 2 weeks. So basically the championship Sunday, and they wait. It's basically, it's 14 days later until the Super Bowl. And now I think they played the Pro Bowl last year before last, the week before. Anyway, but I think there was a one because I believe it was into January. But anyway, I'd skinned my knee up, got infected. But the other injury she's talking about would have been the July prior to that, I believe, and I was playing catch out in the yard with my dad, and my dad had to either take a call or go to the restroom or something came up. He disappeared. So mom took over. So mom took the glove and she's catching, and I was probably one of the first things you learn in baseball is where to catch the ball with glove up, glove down. Anything above the waist is glove up, right? Here, glove up, right? Anything below the waist is usually glove down. If you can sort of see that. Well, here you go. Well, I can't reach my glove. It's just out of my reach. But I the ball was coming about right chest high, and I sort of got handcuffed and tried to catch it glove down, but maybe even a little bit turned like this. So it was a little turned, and it kicked in the webbing up, boom, boom. And I had glasses at the time that had the frame was kind of like more of a steel frame maybe, and there was a spot there, and it just hit it just right above the frame, and it forced the frame and the glass lens into my eye and hit right there, and it caused a nice cut. And boy, I started gushing blood. I don't know if you can see it. Don't know if you can actually see it. I took 2 shots to there. I took one there, and I took one later on in high school, but which swelled my eye up on the night of prom, and went to prom with a swollen eye. But anyway, with sunglasses. But that's the injury she's talking about. So I learned the lesson by playing catch with my mom. Always catch the ball above the waist here, not here, because here, boink, in the cabeza. Here, it might graze off, but chances are it's going to graze off and maybe go here. But if you do it here, it's going to hit that heel and not give it all, just go boink. So that's what happened to me. So anyway, all good. Hope you guys are doing well today. It's Wednesday. I mentioned at the dentist appointment this morning, and again, it rained and all. It's been one of those crazy days. All good, though. I don't really have a lot. What do you guys got? What's going on out there? Yes, we were getting ready. Yeah, this is true. We're getting ready to go to the Dallas Tornadoes soccer game. Your dad went to get the car key. It was fortunate that yes. And actually we went from there. Your dad was getting the car. We were all getting loaded up because when we had there was the old NASL. That's a team I hadn't thought about forever. Before the MLS, before Major League Soccer, we had the North American Soccer League, the NASL, and the Dallas Tornado played. At that time, they played at ONB Stadium, which is now Ford Stadium. You're probably going, what the heck does that mean? Well, SMU's campus used to have SMU football played at Texas Stadium in Irving, and then they also played over the Cotton Bowl in both 70s and 80s. And at that time, they were playing, I believe they would have been playing in the Cotton Bowl. ONB Stadium was the old campus stadium on SMU's campus, and all it had was one side, brick side. The other side was torn down. So what the Tornadoes did is they came in and put a temporary stadium side on one side, and that's where they played Major League Soccer back in the day. This was back in the 70s. They used to play at Texas Stadium. It was too big. It was turf. They wanted to play on natural grass. They played and put a pitch down. They played there at ONB Stadium. So that's where we're going. But I remember we went to the doctor, got my stitches, And then it was a family, though. My dad had to get the car, bring everybody, bring it around. We're out in the front yard playing. It's a July evening, and it's, we're all having a good time outside. But before we went to the game, we had to stop by the emergency room, get my stitches. Then we all, of course, it's mom, me, my brothers, and my sister. And my sister probably at the time she might have been 2. Well, she's like 1. Yeah, she might have been just over a year old. So, yes, I do remember that. That would have been, that would have been 1970. Well, it was 76, though, Mom. She wasn't born yet. So maybe she wasn't born yet. Anyway, long story short, you guys get the key, what's going on. Let's see here. What is up today? Question mark. There we go. By the way, if you were bored and you want to join the green room, there it is right there for you. You can join in. We had a different show today on the lunchtime show, the 1 o'clock show, but got a lot of little odds and ends going on. Well, those good coffees again. Good coffees again. Had one from the to go, then I made one here at the house. So all good. So how is everybody doing today? What's up? Tell me something. Where you at? What's going on? Something. You want to join me? There it is. The link's right there on the screen again. What is up? What is up? What is up? The show, in case you're wondering, it's my way of staying on top of things, sort of carrying a broadcast. It's like calling a game, except there's no game. I got to kind of sort of keep you entertained. So if I keep one of you folks on the screen for about a minute, I guess I'm sort of doing my job. You stay around longer than that, I'm doing a really daggum good job. But I don't have a lot to add here. I'm kind of watching the news here to see exactly what the network is giving. Sorry about that. There we go. That's what I want to put up on the screen. The network's up there doing something. I like to watch my variety, a little network news, little national cable news, and local. And I had the local on. Good to see Craig. We've gone now Canada and Australia today. Good to see Craig. What your Gold Eyes are doing, those amazing, mate, just surviving. I mean, they have a chance to finish above 500 in a year. They played all road games. It's pretty good. Heck, they were in first place till the 23rd. I still think it's I think even them finishing 500 to be huge, Craig, those Winnipeg Gold Eyes, because they are just, I don't think people realize how difficult it is to play all road games. It's hard. I mean, it's a very difficult thing, what they're doing. But anyway, what else is up? I don't know. I haven't really looked at the news. Have you guys got any great news? I don't have anything exciting. I know tonight we have hockey here. Not here, but in the hockey bubble. The Stars are playing in Edmonton against Colorado, a chance to close it out. Actually, they fell behind 3-0 in the first 8 minutes on 2 nights ago. So a lot of folks have a lot of hope, but this thing's been back and forth, up and down emotions. They've been pretty solid in the postseason. So although they were, they're about a minute away from being down 3-1 against Calgary, but scored late and then won in overtime, and that just flipped the whole thing. So we'll see how it goes. But hats off to Winnipeg. I mean, I'm telling you, think of it. I can't really compare it to anything not sports. So sports related. For the most part, baseball, you should win 40% of your road games and about 60-some-odd% of your home games. Maybe 70% of your home games, 30%, somewhere in there. That's kind of the 60 to 70% of your home games and 30 to 40% of your road games. I mean, that's just the way it's set up. It's not set up for you to win a lot of road games. I think in lately anyway, the NFL, for example, I think last year the home team won like 62% of the time. So it's actually maybe 59% of the time, but somewhere in there. But it's not quite as of a wide margin as you would think. But in general, especially at the lower levels, you should win more at home than you do on the road. That's the way it works. Hey, bud, what's going on, man? Why are you all nervous and panting and going crazy? Daddy's talking on. That's what you're doing. Okay. Dog's back in there saying hi again. Anyway, the fact that a baseball team is going to does not have a home. They're playing in a bubble, and they're also playing road games away from the bubble as a home and visiting team. All that means is they may be the home team in Chicago, but yet they're still on the road. They're not really the home. They're just batting last. And that's how amazing it's been for this club to play all the road games. I mean, yes, it's great to be in a hotel, get away and all that, but every night for 2 months, it's a tough challenge. So yeah, it's pretty awesome what they've done. I hope they can manage to climb above the 500 mark and stay above there. Anyway, let's see what else we got here. Coming up the rest of the week, got of course this show on Friday. Tomorrow, I got to move the T-Bone's Greatest Hits show to around 10, maybe 9:45. It's not well attended anyway, so it's probably not going to be a big deal to a lot of folks. But want to get it out of the way. Got 2 more to go, but then we will do our normal Talking Baseball Australia tomorrow night at 7, which is now this interesting story. If you folks are tuning in that tomorrow night, I don't know if you'll notice this, but it's going to be interesting. We've never done it this way before. We're going to move the interview is on tape behind toward the end of the show. We're going to have a live segment last, a tape segment in the middle, and then a tape segment with a live open. It's going to be interesting to see how we pull this whole thing off tomorrow night. Plus, while the show is actually playing, I'll be on a conference call from Australia, or with folks in Australia while I'm in North America. So it'll be interesting to see how we pull it. But we're going to pull it off, and it's going to be a challenge, but I'm looking forward to it. My mate Paul Morgan and I tomorrow night. Let's see here. What else we got going on? Again, we've had some weather here. We got now the triple digits back down in the 80s and 90s. We got the rain again. We had a 100% chance of rain, and we got it. I mentioned this morning, I woke up and I looked out the window and said, that ain't happening. Last night, got stuck out in the rain, ain't happening. One of those rare rainstorms where even the dog was like, I'm going to kind of do my thing real quick, and we're going back. He was like, this ain't happening. So it was definitely a shower of showers last night. All right, this is coming up too, and we'll talk about more on Friday, but it is coming up on Labor Day weekend. This is the cycle where every 3 or 4 years, usually Labor Day is like the 1st, 2nd, or 3rd of September, but it is actually this year because of we're later the way the calendar works. It's not until the weekend, until 6th, was it 4th, 7th. So it'll be the 7th coming up this weekend. By the way, I want to give you guys this. I want to share this. This is what a difference a year makes. So I'm going to kind of play this back for you guys here. Hold on just a second. This is this time last year. And I'm going to give you guys this one I played today on the show this morning because this is one of those memories that popped up. It popped up on my Facebook memories. Facebook is, I kind of like the memory thing. I mean, there's a lot of not to like about Facebook. Of course, I love being on there right now. There's a lot of social media stuff that people don't like. There's some good in social media, a lot of good. There's also a lot of, it doesn't matter what platform, you name it, there's pluses and minuses to it, right? But this one came up this morning. I was going to the dentist office, sat down, had a couple minutes to wait. So check me in, mask included. And this is what I saw as my memory. I thought, I couldn't believe it had been a year ago this happened. So I'm going to put this up and see if you guys can hear this. And I'm going to play it for y'all and see if y'all can hear. This is a year ago today, I believe. Hold on. Play it. There we go. Imes at second. Knob at first. The only one that matters, runner at second. He's a winning run. Alley's shot would do it. You would think anyway. Flores, the ball behind that right wallet. The 1-2. Liner up the middle, base hit. Rounding third will be Imes. Here's a throw coming up. It's up the line. He slides in. He is safe. And the T-Bones have won it. They've walked it off again. 6-5 final. The T-Bones are division champions. Gillespie delivers. And Kansas City's won it. There you go. I guess I'd probably bring that down there. There you go. You kind of stopped on me right there. I had that highlight actually. Had that highlight in my archives. The call, and both of them all cut off like that. I don't know, that was actually shot in the broadcast booth while I'm calling the game. So multitasking, if you will. Mom says Notre Dame is causing a stir with their ticket policy, 20% capacity and tickets sold only to students, faculty, and staff and players. Yes, they're not alone here. They are not alone. This is going on at every university. You name it, it's what's going on. I know Texas Tech, for example, of course, the University of Texas, University of Texas and Texas Tech both laying off key employees in their athletic department. But I saw Iowa State today originally had planned on having fans, but and they'd actually warned their fans, if you guys don't behave yourselves, the next game against Oklahoma, we're going to have no fans. Well, apparently Iowa State backtracked today and said, well, we're not going to have fans at all. So the Cyclones will be fanless, which insert your own Big 12 joke if you'd like to there. Rumor is the Big 10 will have at least 3, maybe 4 teams playing some games. Now, don't know what 4 teams those are. Presumably Iowa would be one of them, and I believe Nebraska is the other. I don't know the 2. Perhaps Penn State, and I don't know who the 4th one will be. I would assume one of the Michigan schools or Ohio State, but again, I know that's something that's in the works. Here's the thing with this whole ticket deal. And I'll use Texas Tech, University A, or whatever. They ask you, and this is one reason I got lucky. I really wanted to buy Tech tickets this year. I really, really wanted to do it. Joey Mall lives out there in Lubbock. We want to go out there to the farm and all that. If I'd have bought tickets when I thought about pulling the trigger and I thought about it, I'd have been asked either donate the money to the university, which is what they want you to do, and then maybe get my money back, but more likely I get my tickets for next year. And it's the weirdest thing because in T-Bone's business, Royals, Rangers, Chicago Bears, you name the professional club, Cowboys, whatever, Chiefs, you're a customer. You buy tickets to that club. You buy season tickets. That's what you get. You get season tickets. You're a client. But in the college game, they also sell tickets. They also sell the passion of, oh, by the way, you went to school here. So because you went to our school, I want you to donate money and give back. But you came here, you paid for your education, at least I did. You paid for an education, yet we want you, now that you're no longer with us, to pay us money because you just feel good about it. It's a really odd thing. And so Notre Dame and others are all asking very similar things while they're also paring down their ticket, who's going to get tickets. So if you donate a boatload of bucks, you're a $30,000 donor, $20,000 donor, or $10,000 donor to the university, you got a chance of getting tickets if you're one of the muckety mucks. But if you're just an average Joe who is a graduate who wants to buy season tickets, your chance of getting into the ball games aren't real good. I don't think it's a good business model, but that's the way college sports work. I've never liked that model. I get why they do it. The Red Raider Club or their Longhorn Club or the Sooner Club or Irish Club or whatever, those booster clubs, they're there to wine and dine the big wigs that don't donate money. But the average fan who's an alum or just a fan has been priced out of this whole availability thing because due to COVID. And I think some schools are just going to say nothing at all. Notre Dame, a lot of those kids go to Notre Dame for the Irish football. Let's not kid yourself. Yes, the education is very good. My wife and I will argue this at no end. But Alabama, I'm sure, is the greatest school in the world. Maybe. But a lot of kids go to Alabama because it's well known for football. A lot of schools are like that. They're not alone. I'm not picking on Alabama, but that's the way my wife will tell you, oh, kids want to go to the education. Yes, they may. But by and large, worldwide, people know Notre Dame is football, historically a football power, and the whole luck of the Irish, the whole gold helmets, the gold dome, that's all part of it. And these kids are going to school there for part of that experience. Kids go to going to all these colleges for their experience, and they're not getting it. I mean, there's kids that are going to college. There's kids that graduated this spring from high school who were going to college and then under this, they had no normal graduation. They had no normal orientation. They didn't have college orientation. They go to campus, get dropped off, told wear a mask. They can't really. They're wanting to socialize, so it's kind of a mess. It's a whole other story, but that's where we live in. So kids are going to Notre Dame wanting to get student tickets because that's what they're paying for. They have student service fees that go to these kids and get tickets and they can't get them. And it's a mess for a lot of folks. It's not just for, you name the school. Give me a school. Good to see Tracy out there. Give me a school and insert student body. They're all going to go through it. And again, like I said, Tech told me when I asked about, well, what happens if I don't get tickets or they cancel the games, so you can get your tickets for next year or donate. They encourage you to donate the money to the club, Red Raider Club. And I'm like, well, I come from a sports background, and the sports background says I am a customer. The Kansas City T-Bones, we sell tickets to our fans and to our business partners. It's what we do. And we, TCU, whoever, yeah, it can be TCU. Any school, same boat. You're all in the same boat. And unfortunately, the business model, Mom, and others, is that, they're asking these folks. So what's going to happen is TCU, for example, assuming they have fans, and I believe that they're going to be the 20% deal too, but it won't be the recent graduate who decides to buy season tickets because he wants to support TCU. It's going to be the guy who's a longtime donor is going to get, and that's just the way it works. But the funny thing is, in the NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball, we don't really think of that. Now, granted, you have the club level and all that in a Cowboy game, Chiefs game or whatever, but fans at those levels are customers, and they're not told, hey. Now, granted, if you do a seat license, it's kind of the same principle. But if you want to buy game by game tickets for the Chiefs at Arrowhead or Cowboys or whoever, the Texans, you do that. And if you decide the next year not to do it, well, you don't. But if you decide to buy tickets, you're a season ticket holder and you're a customer. It's funny how the college game and the pro game, as far as how they treat their customers, is different. It's a real slippery slope here. As I've said for a long time, that this whole, hey, you pay your alumni of school, whatever, Tech, TCU, Oklahoma, whatever, you're an alumni, pay us some money because you loved going to school. Well, I get it. But at the same time, from a sports background, a person who works in the sports business, it's like telling my client, okay, so-and-so Ford House, you're one of our sponsors, so you're paying us to sponsor. You're going to sponsor us. We're going to run your ad, do a program ad, and tickets, and a giveaway night, and you're going to sponsor the radio broadcast or TV broadcast. Oh, by the way, because you like us so much, just give us some more money. Doesn't work that way in that business, but it does in colleges, so it's crazy. Frogs, if we win the school against SMU, yes, that my wife and I, well, granted, I've been adopted into the SMU fan club because of Gay Marie's going to SMU. Of course, she went to Penn State undergrad and then did her University of Dallas. Now she's doing her doctoral work at SMU, so she's finally a pony up. But yes, we may actually go to that game, perhaps. Is that it? That may be in Fort Worth, though. So yeah, no, last year was in Fort Worth. It's over at SMU this year. Yeah, no tickets bought here. Yeah, I think you're on the. I think Tracy, you're in the same boat. A lot of folks TB only. I mean, we had planned to go to Lubbock. and doing a lot of tech trips. But I mean, we drive out there, hope to get tickets, maybe get tickets. And I guess the key is going to be what the aftermarket sale is going to be, how that's going to be. I mean, my guess is if you want to go to the University of Texas Tech game or Texas OU or whatever, and if it's only 25,000 folks are able to go, only imagine the supply demand is going to drive that bad boy up. I'm just guessing. Let's see here. Mom says, Dungy is doing, yes. Good Christian guy, that Tony Dungy. Good to hear that. Yeah, please forgive us. Yeah. We live by SMU, so I'm kind of thinking, but at the same time, I mean, more a tech guy. I don't know. I support Penn State and SMU for her, so I will do that. But yeah, we'll be forgiven. All good. But yeah, it's a crazy business model, this whole thing, and it's something that I never thought they would really burn the schools, but it's going to probably start burning them some now. It makes sense. They got to make their money somehow, but at the same time, I mean, this whole model is going to alienate some folks. Yeah, I think so. I mean, if you're going to have, what's that stadium hold? 80,000. So what's 20% of 80,000? 30 was it? 20 in the 25,000 range, right? Something like that. 22,000. Is that right? 20. Anyway, I would think. But here's the one thing that I will say this. Oh yeah, Chris did get that's right. My brother did get his TCU. He got his MBA over there, didn't he? Forgot about that. He did. On the 27th of September, I'll be able to tell you a little bit better because that's when our church opens up again. There's a theory out there that some folks are saying that a lot of folks will just say, well, TB's better anyway, I'm going to skip it. And I think that you've got about half the folks think that's the case. Half the folks think the aftermarket of Texas OU is going to be insane because you only have 20-some-odd thousand folks able to go. And if you really, really, really want to go, if you're one of those people that's got to go, and there are people that got to go, but again, remember this year, there's no state fair going on. So the whole atmosphere is going to be different anyway because there's no state fair going on. The Midway's not going on. The whole atmosphere is going to be different. I'm leaning toward that the aftermarket is not affected because the fact that folks are just going to say, it's not the same. Maybe I'm wrong, but I still think there'll be some games, selected games. Texas OU could be one of them. When Texas goes to Lubbock, it's always a big deal. So, but again, there's going to be some that, I could see Texas Tech and Kansas, for example, in Lubbock being with friends and family only. I could see that. But, again, it all depends. It's going to be interesting to see. The reason I say my church, because our church is coming back online, and I'll be interested to see because we're doing a morning service, and there's 3 services going on. I'd be interested to see how that works. Actually, I'm sorry. There's 2 at 9 and 2 at 9:30, 1 at 10, 2 at 10:45. I'd be interested to see how well that is attended and how people decide to be a part of it or not to be a part of it. I'll have a better idea, but yeah, it's zero fair. That's the thing. You don't have the atmosphere. It's weird. It's different, but it is a crazy business model for the colleges for sure. But I think that the NFL is not as big of a deal. I think, a lot of us watch it on TV anyway. I like to be in person, but what happens? Yeah, pretty crazy. Yeah, TCU and SMU in a couple of weeks. That's next weekend. Next weekend, yeah, the 12th. Was that it should be Saturday, right? Yeah, that's Saturday. Yeah, next Saturday. Dang it. I just can't believe it's already here. All righty. Well, Friday, same time, same place, 5 o'clock. Now, Friday, GM will be back. She'll be joining us on I don't know where she went today. She was tutoring a while ago, but she'll be joining us always on Friday. Our Friday tradition. She will make us a skinny margarita always a big player on Friday. And we'll do that and also catch up. At some point, I want to do this. I got to pull this thing out here. I showed you guys this a couple weeks ago, the old GoPro. I do wanted to wear the little GoPro somehow and film the making of the margarita, but maybe we'll unbox this on Friday. We've unboxed it, but maybe I'll connect it on Friday and we'll put on the show and do a GoPro-esque show. I don't know how I guess she could do, or maybe let her do her phone with it. I don't know. We'll figure it out. So that'll be Friday, 5 o'clock, same time, same place on Friday. Again, we've somehow almost managed to kill the entire show. Wonder if there will be Texas OU parties. Another good question. I think there'll be more. If you'd asked me this 2 weeks ago, I'd have said no. But one thing, Tracy, that I don't know if you saw this, and I know we mentioned this a little bit last Friday. The state has changed the whole classification on what constitutes a pub and a restaurant, what doesn't. The old thing was if you had to have 51% of your sales had to be food, and that meant you were qualified under one license. If you didn't have, you had to have a kitchen, so much kitchenware, you had to have certain equipment. You just could have a microwave and a hot pot and call yourself a restaurant. But now they've loosened up that if you bring in catered food, you can be called a restaurant. They've loosened up the liquor license on that. So places like my mate Tommy, who runs Milo's down on SMU Boulevard, he's run the place for years, and Tommy can actually be classified as a restaurant now, can open back up again. He didn't have the percentage of food to booze, but now it doesn't matter because he does have the kitchen. There are places like that, so I think you're going to see that change a little bit. Let's see here. Friday we had to be your brother's football game against Northwood. Yes, saw that. Mom says hi, Joan. Yeah, that's the big change. I think that's what's going to be the big change. Another dear mate of ours, little Joey, was working at a place down on Lower Greenville, Doty's. Doty's is a real big hangout for LSU, for Ohio State. It's a big LSU place, huge LSU bar. I would have told you 2 weeks ago, but now with the way things are, Doty's was kind of right in the middle. They can be a restaurant or a bar, so they're going to be able to be open. So places like that, but again, like Milo's. I'm trying to think of other places. Oh, like Stan's Blue Note down in Greenville as well. Those places will be able to, and places in Addison that that couldn't be open. Like gosh, what's the place called? Timeout Tavern in Highland Park. What's the one? The point after, whatever, the Addison Point, places like that, they'll be able to be open now because the law has changed. So I think you're going to see a lot more Texas OU. I think you're going to see that business probably, at least for me anyway. I think GM and I'll be a lot more inclined to go to a place like that because we want to get out of the house. I mean, we want to get out amongst human beings, amongst fans, amongst people that sort of we know. I could see us being more inclined to do that. We're already getting out on patio, especially as a patio. There's a good patio at the TB. I can see us doing that. We're already doing that already, so I can see that happening. Yeah, what is that place? What is that place that he owns? Dang it. It's right down there, right outside the fair, right out between the fairgrounds and Deep Ellum. What is that place called? Dang it. Yeah. Dang it. I know what you're talking about. I'll have to look that up for Friday. Yeah, places like that, they're all qualifying now because of, this whole new thing. Because, I worked in the bar business, 15 years ago, and there's a different liquor license. I remember having to go through the whole, get my certification, I had to go through the whole, what the difference of the licenses were. So much food, so much booze, but now, and thankfully, because really the TABC, which I can go on forever, was a whole racket. It's a whole racket in itself. But this way, these folks, these businesses can be open and do what they need to do. So all good there. Patios, mask for the win. Yes, I guarantee you, because the weather's going to get nicer. And I think that's one positive coming out of this. That maybe, okay, we don't go to Texas OU, TCU, SMU, Texas Tech, in Texas, but we do go to the local watering hole to help them out, help people make some money and have some fellowship and just have some, that'll be good. And that's going to be a plus. So there's a silver lining there somewhere, I guess. But times are tough, but it's weird times. But all good. Much love to everybody today. Glad you guys stopped by, whether it be for 2 minutes or for the whole time. Joseph P. Yes, yeah, that's right. That's what it is. I think I've went there. When was that? It would have been. I don't know if Jim and I went there, or if my buddy Little Joy and I went there, but we went there. Gosh, it's been recent. I say recent, a lot since it's been open, but yeah, and it's a cool area down there too. I love that area. It's been really revitalized and really because that's an area that wasn't so great at one time. They really revitalized that whole area down there, and it's off the train line, and you can go right by it when you go to the fairgrounds. But yeah, a good area. All righty, Friday back here, same time, same place. We will get back to you and do what we do, which is we just. Oh wait, hold on a second. A little late than never. What exactly is going on? I'm trying to sign off here, but what the heck's going on?
Sorry, I was walking the dog.
Why are you walking the dog for?
Well, he was dancing around me while I was working with Maxwell on his rewrite of that essay. And I was like, "What is your problem?" And I'm like, "I've got to meet with this girl at 6:30." So I grabbed the leash. He took 3 dumps.
By the way, dog cam. Show him. Where is he? There we go. Dog cam. Hello, sir.
Yeah, he's not feet wiped.
Okay. Well,
so I'm wiping his feet so we can because I've got to read this short story.
We've had a mess. We've had a mess because of the rain. We just last night and all that's probably why. So all good.
Okay, so he's empty, and I'm coming in.
Okay, well, we'll see you later.
At the very end.
Okay, see you later. Bye. Love you. We'll see you Friday when you make margaritas.
Yes.
All right, love you. There we go. There's the lovely wife. I was wondering. I heard her go out the door. I'm like, why is the wife going out the door? Because it's still early. We're about to make dinner, but I'm thinking, yeah. And she decided to run the. Tracy says hi, by the way. She ran the dog out. I'm thinking. Is it going to rain? Well, it's supposed to rain, but I'm thinking, again, if you missed the story earlier, last night I took him out and I got a block up the street, far enough away where it wasn't an easy jog back. I was far enough away where we got caught in the downpour, so much so that the cars at the four-way stop, one of them was Dallas Police Department, was like shining his lights to get me on through because he knew we were stuck out in the middle of the rain. And then this morning, the monsoon went most of the morning, so we couldn't get him. So anyway, the poor dog he was no wonder he was up in the room earlier. He was up here wanting to get out. So all good. But anyway, back here on Friday, again, same time, same place. Again, we'll make margaritas live. And what else we'll do? We'll discuss more comings and goings of the world on Friday. If you are bored and you want to talk, I mean, granted, a lot of you folks may or may not want to do this, and I totally get it. But tomorrow night, I do a show that is aired worldwide. Yes, worldwide. And both, actually, I'll put this up for you. There we go. Pull this graphic up for you guys, as I am proud of the show. It's something we do. My broadcast partner in Australia, Paul Morgan, and I do Talking Baseball Australia live. It airs at 8 a.m. in Western Australia. That's 10 a.m. in the east of the country. So if you're in Sydney or Melbourne, that would be an 8 a.m. start, 7 p.m. in the United States, Central Daylight Time in Texas. It's baseball's best mate as we talk Australian baseball. Our special guest, Tyler Anderson, will join us. He is a former Heat player with Perth, and he's a current pitching coach with the under-18s national team, and also lives in Missouri in the States. And we'll talk a little bit about some of the theories we got going on. But tomorrow night, baseball's best mate. It's right on Facebook Live. You go to Talking Baseball Australia, and you will see the show at 7 o'clock tomorrow night, Central Daylight Time in the States, 8 a.m. in Western Australia. You guys adjust your clocks accordingly, okay? All right, that is all we got today. Let me bring that down. Let's bring this up and tell you guys we'll see you guys on Friday again. Much love, lots of hugs. That's what we do every time. Let's be better tomorrow than we were today. Virtual hugs, a lot of love. Let's come out of this thing better. prayers and thoughts and love for all you guys, and show some empathy to one another. Okay, have a great rest of your day. Yes, and great chatting with all you guys. And we appreciate it. And everybody checking in today. Tracy, good to catch up to you too. And I hope you're doing well. And waiting for a client. Hugs to y'all too. Virtual hugs from our family as well to you, Tracy. Good to see you out there. And I guess go TCU unless they're playing SMU, maybe. I don't know. All right, guys. Love y'all. Love everybody. We'll see you guys on Friday. Have a great rest of your night. Go Stars, go. Let's pull the old close up. Here we go. And let's shut this thing down in 3, 2, 1. Much love. See you guys on Friday. Oops, sorry about that. Try it again. See you guys on Friday.